What's up? It's Natasha.
And Preeti.
And we are with Mike Shinoda, everybody.
The one and only.
Hello.
Okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way first. We printed this.
Straight off your Instagram.
Straight off my Instagram.
Pretty sure you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's your line art drawing. You did this yourself?
Yeah, so I did it was months ago I started making these things. I actually did it on my iPad.
No way!
Yeah, it's not even inked. So I did it on my iPad, and then I had all these different drawings, and as we were making the limited edition packaging for my album, I always love making the like limited edition ones. And I thought, oh, I've got all these drawings that don't have color.
Yeah.
And I got such a big, it was so therapeutic to like draw and color in the last year. So I decided to put those in the book so that you buy the album with a limited edition thing, and it comes with all these different pages of basically coloring book pages.
Yeah.
So much fun.
So everyone's gonna be different by the end of the day when they fill it in.
Yeah.
So we want to see how you're gonna fill it in.
Okay.
We brought Marcus, so the whole interview,
Okay.
we're gonna be coloring
The whole
it.
time,
The whole
I'm
time.
gonna be
Yeah.
paying very little
So-
attention to the questions.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be just
Straight off
coloring.
your head. Don't even think so much about it. Tell us about the making of post-traumatic.
Well,
Look at it.
about 8 months ago, I was just getting started in like I was in a really dark place, and things were really tough. And in order to kind of move through all that stuff, I was painting a lot and drawing a lot. And whenever I have difficult things I'm dealing with, that's where I go. And so basically I started doing that, and eventually realized that because it's all so personal, I wanted to release it as a solo album. I mean, I've never released a solo album. I've done Fort Minor, I've done Linkin Park, and some other things too, but this being such a personal thing, I wanted to do it that way. And not only that, but it also, using my name would indicate to people like, oh, this is something just different.
Yeah.
Right? I've never done that before, so it's just something different. Yeah, so that's what happened. That's what I did, and it's not a journey. I always tell people it's not a journey into darkness. It's a journey out of it.
Right.
The songs, many of the songs in the early part of the album start off pretty, revealing and emotional, and then as it goes, like in real life, it's autobiographical. This album is. It's that when I had a day where I went, oh, I feel different today. I feel like something is changing, and so I would write about whatever the new ideas that I had were, and sometimes and those could be anything. So the current single is Crossing a Line, and you'll find that it's halfway through the record. It's right in the middle of the album, and that's because I was kind of at that point going from this really dark place into like, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I know it's different.
So the whole album is like a journey.
A little bit, yeah.
So I watched your Instagram live this morning.
Oh, you did?
So you actually mentioned how like the first 3 songs are kind of dark, but it helps. You want the album to help people get out of a dark place.
Yeah, I think that what I've experienced with like the fans over the course of time, they our fans have always had such a special and close relationship to the band, and it doesn't. Every time I do a public thing, or I meet fans at a meet and greet, or I've even seeing somebody out on the street. In the beginning, it was really pretty difficult, and it was just dramatic, it was hard. How are you doing? What happened? I'm so sorry, and it's like that for anybody who loses a family member or a loved one. Like, if you've got 10 close friends and family, that's the question they asked you.
Yeah.
If you've got 100 close friends and family and community members, you have to answer that 100 times or more. So for me, it's too many people to answer that question. So I realized, like, as I was making the music and deciding to release it, I could help like get that conversation moving with as more of the people that it mattered to me, that they knew how I was doing, and that we had a conversation, and I could do that through the music and the art and the videos and everything. So it's all very, in a sense, it's all just very integrated into like one thing. It's just one story and one experience, and I don't actually know where it's gonna lead. I don't know where it goes.
Well, what's one thing you learned about yourself in the process of making this solo album?
Well, one thing for me in making it, I figured out pretty quickly that I need right now what I need is like the control aspect. So to a lot of people, when you're going through difficult things, so many things in life are based on lack of negative feelings, are based on lack of control.
Yeah.
So if you feel at times like that, like it's sometimes okay to say like, I just need some stuff that I can control. Like,
Yeah.
Let's say you lost your job.
Yeah.
Let's say you're doing bad in, I don't know. Well, I guess bad in school isn't a good example because then that's kind of your fault. But you got in a car accident or somebody's sick, what can you really do? I mean, you can make efforts to change some of the things, but if you feel, if certain things are just out of your control, then you exert control elsewhere. Like little kids do this all the time.
Yeah.
Because like they feel like they're not being heard or they're out of control,
Yeah.
then they'll do things like, I'm not gonna eat dinner. Like you can't, hey, you need to finish your food, and they're like, no. But that's them saying like, I wanna have control over something,
Yeah.
right? So for me, one of the, another driving factor in doing this album on my own was that I wanted to be able to say, you know what, I have an idea. If I have an idea for a tour, if I have an idea for a song, if I have an idea for whatever, I can just do it. I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm doing it okay by somebody else, like the rest of the guys in the band, for example. I love those guys and I respect them, and so therefore, I know that I don't want to do things that speak for them or reflect badly on them. And even as I'm talking about this right now, I'm just talking from my perspective.
Yeah.
You ask any of the other guys, like maybe they feel completely differently. And so doing it on my own, it alleviates some of that for me.
Imagine you're now speaking to the entire world. What is something you want to say, or you have to say?
Well, in terms of one thing that I've learned with this whole thing is that we talk a lot about mental health, in times like these, whether it's my situation or it's the other things going on in the news. And one thing that I learned about mental health, which I thought was really interesting, is that you can treat it like physical health. So if you wake up and you feel physically unhealthy, you go, oh, I feel sick today. Oh, well, I should stay home. I should take medicine. And if I keep feeling sick, maybe I should go see a physician, a professional, right? So mental health is the same way. If you're not aware that it is something to pay attention to, then you just kind of operate in an unaware state and you just go about your day not thinking about it. But once you become aware of it, you say, oh wait, mental health is actually, there's a range, and like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel? Oh, mentally, like physically I feel like a 7.
Yeah.
Mentally I feel like a 2. Uh-oh, I need to take care of myself. Maybe I need to take medication. Maybe I need to see a professional, right? Those are things that otherwise if you didn't check in, you wouldn't know. And taking care of yourself may just mean like, I need to get out in the sunshine, or I need to go exercise. It can be that simple. I need to eat better. And then also, for some people, maybe it is like, oh, it is actually bad enough that I need to go see a professional. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's healthy.
Right, so there you go. I wish we had more time with you.
And I only got to color like a little bit of the like brains and the lightning bolts on this.
That's
great.
okay.
The nice thing is that even though my drawing is kind of a little weak, or coloring is a little weak.
You called that week, you should see some of my stuff.
Well, I'm just saying, like, at the very least, I didn't get much time with it.
It's beautiful.
I think as the the album starts shipping and the art books start shipping and these actual coloring pages do, I think we're having fans tag it Shinoda Art Therapy. I think it is #Shinoda Art Therapy.
We'll look it up.
So so when they start coloring these,
Yeah.
we can look up those tags and and see everybody else's great.
This is going to one person
One
who's
lucky
watching
fan.
this,
Yeah.
987 listener. So you have a piece of Mike with you, more than a piece. And could we get you to autograph it
Yeah,
as
I'll
well?
sign it up in the corner where
So
you can actually see it.
It's proof, okay? It's from Mike himself.
We didn't do this. He did this.
All right, thanks so much for watching. It's been Mike with us, Pretty and Net. And we hope you had as much fun as we did.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
for having us.
Thanks for watching.